Honorable Chief Advisor, Honorable Chief Justice, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum. It is actually a great privilege and honor for me to address this audience, very impressive audience, and to speak in front of our Chief Advisor, Nobel laureate Dr. Muhammad Yunus. Let me begin by affirming that judicial independence and efficiency are essential and prerequisite for true democracy, social justice, and non-discrimination. And in fact, these are the principles for which our young generation and students, they fought and sacrificed during the glorious July Revolution in 2024. We are fully aware of their sacrifice, and that is why, under the leadership of our Chief Advisor, we have undertaken a broad range of reform agenda, including for making the judiciary accountable, efficient, transparent, and independent. I'll just highlight two key areas. First is reforms in the subordinate judiciary and the reform agendas in the higher judiciary or in the Supreme Court. First, subordinate judiciary reforms, and in this area, in last 10 months, we have actually focused on three priorities. Number one is speedy and low-cost justice delivery. And for that, we have done transformative amendment of the Civil Procedure Code and Criminal Procedure Code, including for affidavit-based examination of witnesses, digital service of summon, and strengthening procedural safeguards during arrest and interrogation in criminal cases. Our second priority is to address the problem of backlog in Bangla, backlog of cases in the judiciary. And we have undertaken a number of measures. Just today, we have passed an act for improving the legal aid service to the people of Bangladesh. And we have made provision for mandatory mediation, and we have made provision for strengthening the legal service provided by the government of Bangladesh. And we have certain objectives that currently, I have explained it before, that 500,000 cases roughly are filed in the Bangladeshi courts, and only 35,000 cases are disposed of by mediation or through the legal aid service. So we have set an aim for us that we are planning that through the strengthened legal aid service, we could at least dispose of 30% of the cases before it enters into the court premises. Our third focus is on establishing or strengthening accountability. That's why we are collecting wealth statement of all the, we have collected wealth statement of all the judges, and we have made a centralized judicial staff recruitment process, and we are also planning to improve the curriculum of the judges, curriculum for the judges. And among other initiatives, we have actually made recommendation for the withdrawal of nearly 12,000 cases. And those cases were politically motivated and passed to suppress and filed to suppress the opposition. The second one, we have made amendment to important legislations, for example, the Cyber Security Act and the Women and Children Repression Prevention Act. We have also digitalized marriage, divorce deeds, and bail bond process. But the central theme and the more important theme, in particularly for our Chief Justice, is establishing a separate secretariat for the Supreme Court. Of course, our government is committed to establishing a separate secretariat for the higher judiciary, and we understand this is actually essential for ensuring that the lower judiciary is free from the interference of the government. This is very much essential. If we can place the higher judiciary in control of the lower judiciary, it is expected that they will be free from political interference. But before that, my personal belief is that before that, we have to first ensure that the higher judiciary itself is immune from political interference. And you all know that in order to achieve that goal, we have already passed a law, and under that law, under the leadership of our Chief Justice. That law is passed, and that law provides for a specific appointment system of the higher judiciary judges in order to ensure that it is merit-based, transparent, and executive interference-free. So this is only a first step. But in order to fully achieve these objectives, some other additional measures have to be taken, in my opinion. And these are framing rules for confirmation of the additional judges, framing rules for elevation of the High Court judges to the Appellate Division, strict compliance of Code of Conduct, which is framed for higher judiciary judges, and amendment of Contempt of Court, and making rules for formation of benches in the Supreme Court. I had been a very outspoken civil society member, but I always feared when I went to any seminar when the central theme was the decision of the higher judiciary. Actually, I feared expressing my opinion against the wrongdoing of the higher judiciary judges, always. And I personally encountered, some of you are very well aware of that, I personally encountered higher judiciary judges who, instead of safeguarding my fundamental rights, took suo motu action to curb them. And many other free-thinking persons of Bangladesh, they have gone through the similar experiences. We don't want to return those days. That's why we need to establish a judiciary which is independent, but at the same time, we need to establish a judiciary which is accountable, transparent, and responsible. Thank you very much.